Join us as we take a look at this week's edition of Raw, along with the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including: is John Cena booking his final event? Fans call out Triple H, John Cena gets censored on live TV. The real reason behind Nikki Bella's heel turn. Why did WWE cut off LA Knight? Andrade walks out of another wrestling event. A wrestler sadly passes away at 55. A shocking WWE return is coming, and much more. Now, as always, we won't recap the entire show, but instead break down the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from WWE Raw. The good one. Grand Slam Cena. Even though it leaked online hours before Raw, it was still awesome to see John Cena challenge Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental title. Cena is now officially a Grand Slam champion in WWE, a sight most fans never thought they'd see. The Boston crowd went wild for Cena, and his match with Mysterio was the perfect TV main event, possibly his last ever match on Raw. Mysterio had a solid title run, but it now looks like he'll be reigniting his feud with his father, Rey Mysterio, who hilariously reacted on Twitter with a simple LOL. Rumors suggest Cena could be part of the men's War Games match, but as the new IC champion, a title defense isn't out of the question either. 2. Cena Tournament. The tournament to determine John Cena's final opponent is a fantastic idea. Tournaments always play well on TV. Last night, Sheamus and Rusev advanced, and it was also revealed that Gunther is set to return after a serious nose injury. He'll face one of WWE's brightest young talents, Javon Evans, who's just 21 years old. It's been widely reported that WWE plans for Gunther vs. Cena to be Cena's final match, but that could still change. Personally, it would be great to see Sheamus win it all, become Intercontinental Champion, and finally achieve Grand Slam status himself. 3. Cody on Raw. Cody Rhodes on Raw just feels like a whole different energy. The Raw brand fits his character perfectly, and this week, he was brought in to join CM Punk's team for War Games. While his involvement in the Vision storyline feels a bit random, it makes sense with Drew McIntyre off filming a movie. WWE needs their champion featured in major storylines. 4. Nikki turns heel. Nikki Bella is a heel once again after turning on Stephanie Ver on Raw. The turn was heavily teased, and sometimes the most predictable booking is the best option. Nikki excels as a heel and gives Ver a credible opponent for the women's world title, even though Nikki has lost her last 3 championship matches. There's no official word yet on when their one-on-one match will happen, but Survivor Series in a few weeks seems like the logical stage. And after rewatching the footage, fans are joking that Nikki's turn might have something to do with how close she seemed to John Cena backstage. She really said, "You can look, but you can't touch." 5. A Regal cameo. William Regal made a hilarious backstage cameo on Raw, appearing with several top stars to shout War Games at the top of his lungs. It's always great to see the wrestling legend back on WWE TV. 6. Ripley returns. You can continue from here with your next section on Rhea Ripley. The good, continued. 7. Rhea Ripley returns at last. Rhea Ripley is back. She made a huge return during the closing moments of Raw, saving IYOSKY from a post-match attack. Ripley is now sporting a mask due to her recent nose injury, but that didn't stop her from making an impact. She's expected to join the babyface side of the Women's War Games match, and now that she's back in the mix, the Raw Women's division has never looked stronger. 8. New champions crowned. We have new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. The Kabuki Warriors captured the gold in Raw's main event. The presentation of the women's tag division has improved dramatically since WrestleMania, thanks largely to the involvement of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Both women have done a stellar job elevating the titles and deserve credit for bringing new prestige to the division. The key now is for WWE to maintain this momentum and ensure the tag titles continue to be featured regularly on television. The bad one. A stacked show, but at what cost? It's clear that WWE is putting all its resources into making Raw the best show possible. As a viewer, that's great news, but unfortunately, SmackDown is suffering as a result. Outside of the US title open challenges, SmackDown doesn't have much going on. The show feels overshadowed every single week. It would be in WWE's best interest to level the playing field as we head into 2026, so both brands feel equally important. The downright ugly. Honestly, There wasn't much to criticize this week. Nothing on the show stood out as downright ugly. Raw delivered across the board, and seeing John Cena finally become a Grand Slam champion was one of the true highlights of the Triple H era. What did you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. WWE News: John Cena booking his final event. Our top story today focuses on John Cena and his involvement in booking his final WWE event. On Raw, Cena announced that WWE will host a special event next weekend featuring exhibition matches between NXT and main roster talent, and it turns out, this was Cena's idea. According to Body Slam Plus via Patreon, Cena wanted to give rising stars a huge showcase opportunity and leave the business in a better place on his way out. In his promo, Cena talked about one chapter closing and making the night a celebration of opportunity. Recently, Cena spent time at the WWE Performance Center, mentoring NXT talent and even learning from them. Reports from Body Slam confirm that this was a John Cena-driven project and that he personally pitched the idea to WWE management. There's no word yet on which names will be featured, but the Peacock special next month is shaping up to be one of the most exciting events of the year. WWE censored John Cena. Speaking of Cena, fans noticed that WWE censored John Cena on Raw last night. While reminiscing about his first wrestling show, Cena accidentally said WWF instead of World Wrestling Federation. Because WWE no longer has the rights to use the term WWF, they were forced to censor the line on live TV. Since Raw airs on a short delay, the production team was able to quickly mute his comment before it aired. If he had said World Wrestling Federation, it would have been fine, but just saying WWF triggered the censorship. Fans call out Triple H finally. Some fans are calling out Triple H following Cena's final appearance on Raw. During the segment, Triple H introduced Cena and stayed in the ring throughout his promo. While many fans loved the moment, some criticized Triple H for sharing the spotlight and trying to take credit for the packed arena. Whether intentional or not, the night was a massive success and the crowd's energy proved that the Triple H era is firing on all cylinders. Fans have questioned if Triple H plans on introducing the show when SmackDown delivers a show in front of just 1,000 fans next month, but it kind of seems unlikely. Rather hilariously, Triple H cut his promo in front of a sign that said Triple H sucks. But WWE were extremely careful when it came to showing this on camera, and it also seemed like the fan did as well, as when Triple H turned around to see it, he put real reason why Nikki Bella turned heel the sign down. Next up, the real reason why Nikki Bella turned heel. Now, we did joke around in the good, bad, and the ugly, but on Raw this week, Nikki Bella did turn heel, turning on world champion Stephanie Vare. But what was the real reason behind this? Well, the likely reason is so that Vera has a credible name to face for the world title. Nikki is one of the most popular female stars in the entire company, and WWE is in dire need of credible heels for Vicar to face. The heel turn has gone down extremely well with fans, and the reaction from those in attendance was the right mix of emotion and intrigue. Some fans even decided a chance Cena left you at Nikki, which could be a trend during an incoming heel run. Next, why did WWE cut off LA Knight? Up. Why did WWE cut off LA Knight? During last night's edition of Raw, LA Knight delivered a promo after John Cena's huge Intercontinental title win. LA Knight even mentioned and congratulated Cena for becoming a Grand Slam champion and is even involved in the Last Time Is Now tournament where he's said to take on a mystery opponent that could be from NXT, SmackDown, or even outside WWE. However, fans watching noticed that WWE abruptly cut off the star while he was still finishing off his promo. And funny enough, it ended on "Your time is up and my time is." Some fans believe that WWE is punishing LA Knight for holding up a sign that read "We won LA Knight," not Jey Uso. And it showed vividly on screen. This and also the fact that LA Knight has been involved in the Vision storyline drama but will not be in the War Games match this year. And whilst rumors of Knight having heat for the situation have been debunked by Fightful, the reason behind WWE cutting him off seemed to be simpler than that. Knight was cutting a Netflix promo and superstars, whether they are Grayson Waller, Maxine Dre, Kofi Kingston, or here LA Knight, they have to deliver the promo within a certain time. A fan managed to capture a photo of the timer that Knight has to deliver the promo within, and he certainly went over that time, and WWE was just then forced to cut him off. So whilst fans think that he's being punished, it's really not that case. Next up, WWE teasing mystery opponent. A Solo will take part in a John Cena tournament next week on Raw and is set to face a mystery individual. This is similar to the booking of the LA Knight match, as we still don't know who the popular star will face on SmackDown this week. But fans on social media have been speculating on who this opponent could be. Popular suggestions include Chris Jericho and Edge, but both of those names are currently under AEW contracts, even though it's widely believed that Jericho will be joining WWE next year. It's possible that WWE uses names from NXT such as Oba Femi or Ethan Page, or could even begin to use TNA talent such as Joe Hendry and Dolph Ziggler. Cena did state that names from outside the WWE would be involved in the tournament, and these are the types of stars that are likely to be featured. Next up, the War Games fields are set. One of the key focuses on Raw this week was the build to the two respective War Games matches. In relation to the men's War Games match, Team Vision is made up of Logan Paul, Bron Breakker, and Bronson Reed. It's also being rumored that the final two names will be Brock Lesnar and potentially even Austin Theory. When it comes to Team CM Punk, his team is made up of Punk, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and the final two names are rumored to be John Cena and Roman Reigns. However, these plans could have changed, and it makes zero sense to not have LA Knight in the team, especially with them feuding with the Vision stable for 6 whole months. The women's match is a little more complex. The heel side is likely to see the Kabuki Warriors, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and another heel likely to be Becky Lynch versus the all-star team of Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and a fellow babyface. This fellow babyface is heavily rumored to be AJ Lee. But with AJ Lee disappearing from WWE TV since WrestlePalooza, it's unclear if she's set to return to WWE TV anytime soon. Next up, Andrade walks out of another wrestling show. But former WWE star Andrade reportedly walked out of a recent show. According to Dave Meltzer on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Andrade was booked for the Crash 14 Anniversary Wrestling show and he decided to leave after signing autographs. Andrade was on the show, probably the main attraction on the show. He was there signing autographs and then he left. The only thing that we heard was that he was unhappy. So I don't know what the story is. His non-compete is only United States. So he can work in Tijuana, he can work in Mexico City. And we will of course keep you posted on the story as we await the reason why Andrade decided to walk out of the show. Bro's really on a mission to burn bridges with every single company, right? Next up, a wrestler passes away. 55 wrestler passes away at 55. A former Florida-based pro wrestler Ralph Mosca has passed away at the age of 55. The news was shared by fellow wrestler Fidel Sierra on Facebook, where he reflected on their time working together both in the ring and off-duty, calling Mosca another brother in this pro wrestling business. Now, he actually appeared on television for the World Wrestling Federation in the early 90s, where he actually took part in matches against recognizable names like Kevin Nash aka Diesel, Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, Mike Rotunda, aka IRS, and the Headshrinkers. But after his WWF stint, he mainly competed for indie wrestling promotions in Florida such as Full Impact Pro and American Combat Wrestling. He actually enjoyed a successful run in ACW where he won the heavyweight title 4 times over roughly a decade. We'd like to send our condolences to the Mosco family during this time. Shock WWE return incoming? Finally, a shocked WWE return incoming. Our final story today takes a look at a bold prediction from a WWE Hall of Famer. Bully Ray discussed Jon Moxley aka Dean Ambrose on yesterday's Busted Open Radio, and he predicted that Moxley is going to make a dramatic return to WWE. Everybody will eventually come back to WWE because if their eyes haven't been opened already, their eyes will eventually open. They will get every drop of money they can possibly get out of the company, and then they'll get frustrated or realize that this is not for me anyway. Yes, I do believe everybody will eventually come back. It's believed that Moxley has around 2 years left on his AEW deal. So, if he does return to WWE, it's still going to be a considerable amount of time until that goes down. A lot can happen in the space of 2 years, and the state of pro wrestling industry could vastly change over the next 24 months. If he does ever return to WWE, then the obvious big match is a Shield triple threat at WrestleMania. Whilst match has occurred before at the Battleground pay-per-view in 2016, this is a match that deserves a grand stage, and all three men are completely different wrestlers compared to a decade prior.